Poopy
And
butthole.
we're on.
Welcome to the ninth corner of the Octagon.
Yep.
It's me and your boy Garrett,
Boy.
Lincoln and bro. Duh.
Exactly. That's what's up. Losers. We're a bunch of losers.
That's what we do.
But yeah, so this past week we had
Angela Hill versus the Karate Hottie and Michelle Waterson.
yes, Miss Overkill versus the Karate Hottie. And unfortunately we didn't have this episode go up on Sunday because I was ill yet again. But
It's
yeah,
okay, bud.
but we're working on doing our stuff now, going over this however we go over this. So we're going to just kind of blaze through the results from this past week just real quick, and then we'll just go ahead and jump into the main event. So we had Sabina Maza versus Justin Kish, which is pretty great. Got the good submission finish right there at the
Third
end.
round submission right there.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Good old Tennessee native Brian Barberina versus Anthony
So
Ivy.
happy.
Yeah, got that good decision. I'm pretty sure, was he on a losing streak? Because I don't remember, but
I believe so.
yeah, but he turned it around pretty expertly, so that was pretty nice. My man Brock Weaver unfortunately got subbed by Jalen Turner. This is actually Brock Weaver's like first real fight in the UFC, because last time he got like an illegal knee to the head on that same night that Diego Sanchez did.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, he just got completely outclassed by the Tarantula.
And it was a catch weight, so.
Yeah, so unfortunate. Then we had Alexander King Kong Romanov extending his winning streak. I know, right? He looks like it too. Extending his winning streak to 12 with a submission in round 2 over Rock Martinez.
Yes.
What
a classy submission.
Yep. And honestly, just completely outclassed him as well. Literally, I've never seen heavyweights just throwing each other around the octagon like that. That was crazy.
And then my boy Kevin Kroom came in here to take out Roosevelt Roberts. Mm-hmm. Also, Roosevelt Roberts, that's a hell of a name as well.
Yep.
Amazing. Submission, round 1. Yeah. What you got?
It was crazy. And then, my girl, Sajara Eubanks versus Julia Avila. Got that nice decision victory. I mean, really, it was just throwing her.
You got a lot of subs on this card. I just realized.
Sub.
It's been sub city.
Subs back to back, and a sub and opener. So only 2 decisions on the prelims, which is what I like to see.
Good numbers.
Always deliver.
Yeah, people be sleeping on the prelims sometimes.
Yeah. And then we had Billy Quarantillo versus Kyle Nelson with a good 1-2 knockout in round number 3.
Boy.
Yep. And then Bobby Green coming back once again after his victory over Lando Vanava. Okay.
I was spazzing on the name too. I was like, who was that?
Yeah. But Bobby Green coming out with another just amazing decision victory here. Just completely outclassed his opponent yet again. And then the Ed Herman versus Mike Rodriguez bout, which we will cover. We will cover that in a separate episode. But
just move past that. Just move past it.
Your girl, Roxanne Modafferi, getting the
win. I'm always game to watch the Happy Warrior go to war. Yep. She always, and her striking this time, I never thought I would be like, yeah, Roxanne's striking was on point this fight. I've never seen her in all of the fights. I watched her on Tough. She always just goes for the grappling. Like, she'll throw jabs and kicks. But this performance was probably the best in her striking arsenal that I've seen so far.
Yeah, definitely sharpening up on that. And then we had Otman Azatar, versus Kama Worthy, getting a nice little KO finish pretty much right at the beginning of this bout.
Very, very close.
Yeah, pretty good. Really awesome, entertaining co-main. And then we move into the final bout of the night, the main event that contains the first ever African-American woman in a main event on a UFC card. We have...
It's history.
Yes, Angela Overkill Hill versus Michelle, the Karate Hottie Waterson. And getting the split decision victory is Michelle Waterson.
Robbery.
You think so?
I think so.
I will agree that I believe that Angela definitely won the opening rounds. But then you start getting into sweet chin music like this right here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you start getting into stuff like that. Let me just see what we got here. A lot of these side kicks and stuff.
A lot of body
Base
shots.
yeah, basically you get into rounds 3 and 4. I mean, throwing axe kicks,
Yeah.
getting shit like
Ooh,
that.
that's so beautiful though.
When it comes to Michelle Waterson, you can't really beat her in that department. Not to mention, she also got
Yeah,
some very very key takedowns.
especially towards the end of the fight.
Yeah, and Angela just didn't really have anything against to really combat that. She got in her own good strikes, some good overhands, but the only thing she really had to offer Michelle Waterson was a good little kick right to the face.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, but
that was mean.
uh,
But yeah, I just thought that Angela outstruck her in every single round, and I think is somewhat that's enough to get the nod. But I do believe that it's just the definition of a split decision
yeah,
where Michelle, like either one of them could have won that decision. I just at that time when I was watching it on a Saturday, I felt like Angela Hill is the clear winner in my opinion at that moment in time, at least.
yeah. I mean, it was tough. It was a really tough. It's really tough to score that. Um, some would argue, especially Angela Hill, that she did more damage.
That's all. That was another thing I was gonna say.
But it seems like, and this was the same issue that we were able to note with her Claudia Gadelia fight, her last fight, and we know that in that fight, the grappling was another big thing that kind of won that fight for Gadelia. Um, and it seems like Angela Hill, she came out strong in rounds 1 and 2, like she always does in any fight you see Angela Hill in. She always comes out really strong in those rounds. However, she does not always carry that momentum through the other rounds. If I'm not
Agreed.
mistaken, this is her first 5-round fight too.
In this organization,
Yes, I know her and
because
Waterson
her
are both
kickboxing.
Invicta
Yeah,
FC former champions.
and then she's also started in kickboxing, so I'm sure she's had some like 12-round kickboxing fights or something crazy like that somewhere along her career.
Right. And don't get me wrong, Angela Waterson's great in her striking. She's got that Muay Thai training, like you said, kickboxing going on. Um, but in rounds 3 and 4 specifically,
She
I
started to fade away a little bit.
she really started to fade away, and that was one of the biggest things I was afraid of, was that she was going to not really have any of that gas left. And Michelle Waterson was being very competitive pretty much
She
throughout the
kept the
fight.
same pace throughout the entire 5 rounds, though.
Yeah,
Kept a steady, easy-going pace where she was popping off, but she just kept the energy expense low and kept it going for 5 rounds.
yeah. And also managed to not only that, but also managed to anytime Angela Hill found herself hesitating, Michelle Waterson was right there with a side kick, a roundhouse kick, like you see on the screen, axe kicks in the
Quick
fifth.
jabs.
I mean, yeah, quick jabs. Really, I mean, I feel like the volume may have been a little bit greater coming from Angela Hill, but I definitely think the precision and the accuracy was a lot better on Waterson's part, especially those kicks. And those kicks are going to be doing big damage. It's going to be scoring you a lot of points. And speaking of points, the takedowns are also a big deal in that. And pretty
Of
much
course.
I'm pretty sure it was either the third or the fourth where Waterson pretty much had control the entire time on the
Yeah.
ground. And that's what resulted in Angela Hill trying to aim for her chest, unfortunately hitting her in the face to get
Yeah.
off the ground at the end of the round, I believe.
That was, I believe, round 4. It was at the end of the round because they kicked her in the face and then they said, "Oh, stand up," and then the bell rang for the end of the round.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you
So,
could tell that she immediately was like, "I didn't mean to do that."
mhm,
You
yeah,
could tell she was immediately apologetic and was just like, "Oops, I messed up on that one."
because she was technically grounded still,
Mm-hmm.
got a full on kick right to the face. But obviously unintentional. We moved past it. We got into the final round, and Waterson, even though Angela Hill, I think, came out in the fifth pretty strong, blitzing, doing all that kind of stuff that she does normally, I still think that unfortunately Michelle Waterson was just able to, like you said, maintain the pace that she had kept the entire fight. And by that point, Angela Hill just really couldn't. She really
catch
couldn't
up.
make the difference. Yeah, she couldn't
No.
catch up, and I think that's why I think that's why Waterson walked away with a split decision there. But that just goes to show you how close the fight was overall. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people consider Angela Hill was the victor of that fight. Like, she won that fight. But that's when it comes to split decisions, that's how it's always going to
That's
come
kind of
down.
that's kind of what that means. Is that either one? Like, you're right for arguing that either one could win.
Yeah, and it's
That's
just
just how
like
it happened.
it's literally split decision is literally splitting hairs. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if Angela Hill could have had sharper wrestling techniques, she would have been able to prevent some of those key takedowns and probably get the decision not. Because in my opinion, like with every fight, with most main event fights that I've seen in this year alone, takedowns can make all the difference. Volkanovski versus Holloway, Jones versus Reyes, and now Angela Hill versus Waterson. The takedowns will always make a difference. And I think that that's where Angela Hill's game plan just kind of fell apart. You know, she went for the finish. She couldn't get it. She gassed out. She left herself vulnerable to all these kicks and ultimately just couldn't defend very well against takedowns. Not to mention, if you look at the effectiveness of the takedowns, Angela Hill couldn't really get up that often. She couldn't shake Waterson.
She was good at defending the takedown, but once she got to the ground,
Yeah,
not as easy.
exactly.
I also I was, as you listed off some of those fights, I also found a lot of parallels as I was thinking to Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker,
Mm-hmm.
where we're very even on the strikes, and Hooker was even leading in the strikes, but Dustin changing his game plan towards the end of the fight, taking more takedowns, getting more control time, is really what gave him the decision as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of parallels.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's just kind of it right there. And yeah, so these two strawweights, man, really came here.
Fight of the night.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you look at the damage between these two. You know,
They went for it.
Waterson's eyes a little bit more fucked up, but Angela
Yeah.
Hill's mouth is really fucked up.
Yeah, and Waterson has got one of those big fluid-filled things on her
The
forehead.
hematomas.
Yeah, hematoma. I couldn't think of what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one popped up in like round 2, where she got hit with an overhand right to the forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt this was just a really close fight, but
Very much enjoyed it.
yeah, but Waterson came home with it. So that if you have any other thoughts, I think that should be it for this episode.
Nope.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure like, comment, subscribe, or else you won't get packs for Christmas. And
you won't get the notifications.
Exactly.
You won't know when we're making new stuff if you enjoy what we do.
Turn on that bell. We will definitely see you guys next time. Peace.